Today we're in Denville to have some amazing handmade pasta. We're here at the pasta shop. Tommy, it's so great to be here at the pasta shop. I'm so excited to be here in Denville.
Happy to have you here, thank you. I
know you're a local, you grew up in Denville. How did you end up owning the pasta shop?
So I grew up here in Denville, born and raised, I started in the restaurant industry real young, 14 years old, I worked with my friend Sergio around the corner. I worked at restaurants basically through high school, and then after high school, I moved around the country. I lived in Los Angeles, North Carolina, Chicago, spent a lot of time in San Francisco. I worked with some great chefs and some great restaurants, and happy to be back here. I've always loved Denville and Morris County, and happy to be back here in my hometown and doing what I love to do the most, and that's cook and make people happy.
And you totally transformed the space. It used to be a laundromat. How did you choose this space?
So years ago, when I worked at a restaurant in Morristown, which is about 15 minutes away, before I could drive, I would take the train from Morristown back to Denville at night, and I would walk home like 3 miles to my parents' house every night. So I actually used to stop in the laundromat. This building was like kind of the halfway point. So I would stop in if it was raining or snowing or cold out or whatever. And sometimes I'd even warm my jacket up in the dryer with a couple dimes. And it was just kind of a place of comfort for me. It was a nice halfway point. We didn't have cell phones then, so I'd stop and use the payphone all the time. So it was just a place that I would come because a lot of times, more often than not, it was late at night, and this was the only thing open out here, in the suburbs. So there was 24/7. So I would stop in here. I always loved the place. I loved the old sign. Old neon sign was like super cool. And so when I'd moved back here and was looking to open a restaurant, I always thought of this place as kind of a place of comfort. And we were fortunate enough to be able to rent the space, renovate it. So we changed it from, the laundromat was called Wash and Shop. So we actually kept the same sign and just changed it from Wash and Shop to Pasta Shop. So it's kind of my little homage to old Denville.
And there's really so much great Italian in New Jersey, but you guys do everything from scratch.
We do. There's there's a lot of Italian and Italian-American restaurants. I think that's one of the things that kind of separates us from the rest is a lot of restaurants don't make the pasta themselves, or if they do, maybe they'll make one pasta themselves as a special or something like that, either a gnocchi or a ravioli. But we actually make all the pastas every day from scratch, from the egg noodles to the spaghetti, the semolina pastas. We do all of them every day.
And you guys also do a gluten-free pasta as well?
Yes. I actually have a separate pasta machine for gluten-free. It's like a $7,500 machine for gluten-free only. We do that first thing in the morning, so there's not even any other flour in the air to contaminate anything. We make that, we get it all wrapped up, and we put that away. So we sell that both retail and it can be replaced for most of our pasta dishes on the menu.
And I saw a photo on Instagram of you guys making mozzarella sticks, and I understand that's a popular dish.
Yeah, that's actually something we're really well known for as well. Probably our best-selling appetizer. We make the mozzarella every day. It's just one of those foods that everybody is familiar with mozzarella sticks. They've probably had them numerous times, and they've probably never been great. So I wanted to take a food like that people already know and love, and just make it even better and kind of put my own twist on that. So we dress it up with lots of cheese, herbs. We make the mozzarella ourselves every day. We serve it with some spicy tomato sauce, and people really seem to enjoy them.
And I also saw a picture of the linguine with clams, and I love linguine with clams.
You and me both. That's one of my favorites also. So we actually use cockle clams. So they're small, they're really super sweet. We put a bunch of them on there. I mean, when you get the dish, you almost can't tell that there's any pasta actually in there. It just looks like an entire bowl of clams, but there is beautiful homemade pasta under there as well. Crushed garlic, chili flakes, lemon zest, just great flavors. Most of the dishes that we're doing here, these aren't my creations. These are like time-tested, dishes that have been around forever. I just like to do my interpretation of them. You know, linguine clams, the rigatoni vodka, pappardelle bolognese, like all of these things are dishes that people know and love. Once in a while, I'll do something that might be a little bit more creative, you know, to keep the foodies interested as well. But the idea is to really just do really great renditions of the classics, making everything ourselves.
And you also believe in supporting other local vendors. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as far as products go, I think that's super important for any restaurant. Quality and local are super important to me. We're lucky enough that we have some really great purveyors that can bring us a lot of produce and that type of thing from local suppliers. We try to take it one step further. I mean, a lot of people are familiar with local produce and have access to it. We also use eggs exclusively from our friends at Hazelman Farms. They're in West Milford, New Jersey, so it's probably like 12 miles or so from here. They raise their own chickens. They have phenomenal eggs. They're also getting into some vegetables and herbs, and they have their own honey. They're doing some beekeeping there. They do their own maple syrup. They're getting into mushrooms a little bit. So Rocky and his crew at Hazelman Farms is awesome. I love supporting them and using their stuff. But besides products, I think it's also really important to use and support other businesses in the community as well. My friend Tony around the corner, he prints my menus. I'm sure I could probably get them printed, maybe even for less money on like vistaprint.com or something like that. I'd rather pay more and I'd rather give it to Tony. Josh at Revelation Gallery does all my framing for whether it's the mirrors, pictures, my business license. Anytime we need stuff framed, we go see Josh. My friend Corey has Panther Printing in Patterson. He does all of our gear, all of our merch. So, I mean, we have hats and sweatshirts, all that kind of stuff. So Corey does that stuff to keep us looking good. So I think those are the types of things that for me, as great as it is to do the local produce and purveyors, that's important. It's other people in the community also. It's not just about products, it's about people. And I think that's really the key for me. I mean, the guy that I buy napkins from, he comes in for lunch once a week or once every week. You know, that's Jackson from Simu Linen. Those are the types of relationships that I like to build, where I'm buying from people and supporting businesses, and in turn, they're actually coming and they're customers of mine as well. So it's kind of, I feel like those are the best types of relationships, the ones that are mutually beneficial.
Great. Thanks so much to Tommy for sharing the pasta shop story. If you're looking for great homemade Italian food, definitely come out to Denville. Try the pasta, try the mozzarella sticks, and a lot of other dishes. Remember to buy local to create stronger communities. Also, if you like this video, please share it and also visit buylocalnj.com. Thanks.
Thank you.